Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to my farm. I've done some naughty purchasing whilst you were away. Came back and tried to record myself putting it together, and unfortunately for me, every time I leave my recording setup on now, because I'm using the Elgato, it's USB rather than just old school plug-in. And it decides that it doesn't want to work with OBS unless I turn it up a certain way. So I have to turn the microphone off, disconnect Farm Sim, disconnect OBS, reconnect the microphone, open up OBS, open up nothing ever works the way it should, man. Just turn it on, let it go. Anyway, over here's a big mess that I've made. The first thing we did was I talked to the local co-op. It cost $20,000. We became part of their club. And then we have to pay for Slurry, but Slurry is cheap. So this container full was $2,000. This other little container that I bought on the side was $4,000. 65,000 liters of Slurry. We got enough to cover this field, no problem. Maybe even put some on our grass fields. But that's all we are probably ever going to have to worry about. And that was the idea. So we have access to them now. It was $20,000 for that access. It's like a golf club for farmers. Leave that there running. We're going to turn this tractor up. Oh, I need to connect this guy at the other end first. So we're going to get ready to slurry this giant field. We'll see how this goes. Somewhere here the hose is sticking out into the field. There we go. Sweet. Trying to keep it off to that side so I don't have to run it over too much when we're doing this. Running over a hair. In real life, you never would do that. You get out and move it, but we can't. So, and let's go ahead and start the slurry pumper. Slurry is being delivered. And slurry is being delivered. Yes, it is. There we go. Feels so good. And that really was $6,000 for fertilizer for the whole thing. That's not bad. And that gets us right to where we need to be, I believe. We'll see what it says. It might need a double application. But I'm curious to see how much we get when we actually take care of our fields, because the last crop, the first crop, really, they didn't do a good job. I don't think we even had, do we have anything on this field? It might have been sorghum partly. So far, we haven't gotten detached, so we should be okay for a little bit anyway. All right, so I'm going to get a wee bit of work done. I'll be back. I will put this into a fast motion. Now that I got Premiere again, I can start doing some more fancy fast motion work. So we will see this in triplicate. See you in just a minute. found my first official bug with pumps and hoses. I paused the game and reloaded it several days later and came back to find my hose gone. It's just gone. I'm not sure where they put them, but it doesn't look, hang on, let me look in here. It doesn't look like I own it. It would be under pallets, I think. Yeah, it's just gone. So it was out on the ground and it disappeared. That sucks. I really did need a second hose, though. Obviously, I got this far and then ran out of hose, so it's time for us to add a second hose in, but still, it's fairly disappointing when the hose that I've needed and loved and cherished is gone. So what I've done is I've moved. I'm getting ready to move. I left this here along with that and this. I should probably get the hazards going on that so people don't crash into it. And we're going to grab the big tractor, and I'm going to get 2 more hoses. We had one 400 footer. I'm going to buy 2 400 footers. And I figured while I'm heading over that way, I'm going to pick up some more slurry because we're going to be right there, so. Might as well kill 2 birds with 1 stone. And you can see here, we've made pretty good progress. I'd say we have one of the 2 fields done. Pretty much. If we're going to look at it like 2 separate fields. 2 separate fields. And I'd probably put a strip of grass down the middle. Just to be cool. All right, so I'm going to go do that. I'll be back. All right, I've pre-ordered. Oh, God, stop. Oh, I couldn't stop. There we go. It's because this thing is so heavy. I forgot about that. I should have started stopping earlier, but no dice. Wham. So now I still got room for one more 400 on there, but I don't think that I'm going to need that much. Still, pretty cool that we need as much as we need right now. It's pretty crazy. All right, I'm going to head back. See you in a sec. All right, rolling back in. Brakes. 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 That is a heavy container. 65,000 liters. So this still costs a little bit more than I wanted it to, but it's still way less than normal fertilizer. So, oops, that's the wrong one. Put that down, you dork. Okay, and then we're going to go ahead and start unwinding this doodad. Camptown racetrack, 5 miles long, doodall. Bark. That better not be my dog. I'll tell you what, man, I put up this fence in my backyard years ago. Spent a decent amount of money to put a decent fence up. It was, I want to say it ran us like probably $8,000 to $10,000 to put the whole dang thing up. And it breaks all the time, and the dogs get out. It's so frustrating. Like, if one thing in life could just work as advertised, life would be better. There's a few things that do. Usually my guitars do. Those work as they're supposed to. My computer, pretty happy with my computer. We still have glitches here and there. In fact, I'm going to be moving my studio soon again. Possibly down the basement. Because it's cooler down there in the summer, and the lighting doesn't change very much. Like it is. Wait a minute, I need to get this. What's going on here? Start unwinding. Change to winding. Nope. Start unwinding. There we go. before we go too far, I'm going to connect these. Nope. There we go. Because it's cooler down there, like I said, and also because B attached there. Lighting's better. Why can't I connect these? Ugh. I think I have to get the tractor further away. It's just being stupid. Maybe you can't do it when it's unwinding. Anyway, so that's my plan. Is to move down the basement. Probably as my kids have grown up, I've got Seth and seemingly Evelyn that are not sleeping here anymore on the weekends, and so I need less bedrooms, and I'm gonna maybe take over Evelyn's room. We'll see. I got to make sure with her that she's not. She says she wants to stay at her mom's house because obviously she doesn't want to be here. So, but she says it's because her dog, whatever, and she's getting a job there. So she's like, I just want to stay at mom's. It's easier if I'm just here. But I'll come to hang out with you. But I'm gonna like sleep here and stuff. And I'm like, okay, it is what it is. They grow up. They make decisions. Makes me a little bit sad, but it's reality. They're grown kids. They can. Well, they're not totally grown, but they're old enough that they can make those kind of decisions, and I'm not going to force my kid to come over here and hang out with me. So when she wants to come hang out, we'll hang out, but it's not going to be like you got to be here. I can't stand when people do that kind of stuff, and I swore to God I'd never treat my kids like that. So I am sad that they're not all coming over, but it is what it is. And Seth, of course, is 18. He lives with Mark and Ryan, so he doesn't come over either, so he doesn't need a bedroom. So I'm kind of deciding what I'm going to do with some of that extra space, and I'm going to move down, I think, with my computers and set up a Final Destination type. This is my dream studio, and maybe it'll help me produce better content. Doubtful. As of late, we haven't been doing so great, but I think that we've been having fun with content. I'm refusing to leave this farm, and it's making my channel suffer. But I don't care, because I want to at least have one series that I continued for a while. Like I said, we're going to do this one at least into the summer, and then we'll reconnoiter and figure out what we're going to do at that point. But anyway, I have a plan. So I'm going to move down there, and I think where I was getting at was that I may start recording I've been using this computer to record and play on, and that does lead to some frame rate issues and also sync issues. It means that I can't play my games at the best quality settings on my end, and then the computer has to downsample for you guys, and so there's stuttering and frame rate issues that happen on that end. And by moving this to an Elgato, sorry, there's like a bee or something flying around. It would help the situation a bit, because we would be able to then have you guys get like 60 frames a second nonstop. Why will these hoses not attach? Like, is that it? Oh, they attached. Okay. Weird. All right. I need to go grab the other end. Here. It didn't make it all the way down, but this hose still should be long enough. We may have to move the slurry tank and stuff over a bit, but I think we're okay for a while. So for those of you that have been watching, there is a new pack coming out. We have a like straw and hay handling pack with 17 new pieces of equipment coming in 2 weeks here. This is the 13th of June. We are on May 31st, so I will do my best to get some coverage of that. See, now this hose is going to the ground, and that's making me a little bit concerned that that's what happened to my black hose. We'll have to really watch what happens. But anyway, there's it looks like some new mowing equipment's coming, and some cool stuff is coming. So I'm excited about that. That should be fresh from Giants here soon. And hold on a second. I think the pizza guy might be here. So That was really quick. He was supposed to be an hour. There's no way they're done already. Like, I literally just put my order in. It takes them forever to get that stuff done. There we go. But it might be him. Hold on. Nope, just the neighbor kid. It's like, man, that's so fast. It's not even possible. No, I was right. It wasn't possible. All right, so let's go ahead and get back here to this whole pain in the butt setup. Left button, attach umbilical hose. There we go. Yep, and I know the Shouten's not running, so now we gotta power that bad boy on. We should be receiving slurry. We are. I do not know what's going on with that hose. That looks really weird. I think the hose has fallen through the map, which might have been what happened to our other hose. So I'm gonna have to start issuing a recall and maybe a refund for that hose, because I can't control that, and I'm not $7,800 every time it falls through. That's not a great deal. But we'll see what happens by the end, if I'm able to recover this hose or if it just plops through the map. But I will be refunding myself for that other one. Once again, these are $7,800 a piece, so it's not cheap stuff. And as we watched, the pump. Why are the pumps in such bad? That's bad. That's not good. That's bad. The brand new hoses now. Can they be at 65%? So let's go ahead and blow back. It could be length that's doing that. Lower compressor. Turn on compressor. It'll turn off in a minute. And it does it by itself when it shuts off. It fills up. There we go. Clean on hose. There we go. And we're going to lift that compressor back up. And start rolling again. So we get it up higher this time. Oh, yeah, there we go. Yeah, 55. That's it. And the reason why it's now we're using a really long hose. And so that kind of... Wow, that's really bizarre. The hose has definitely gone through the map. That's bad. Oh, or popped out. It's making me have some my summer car flashbacks. I don't know why. Missed that game. Hopefully someday I'll be able to bring it back to the rotation, but not currently. I've just realized, like, we are just busy. I've got, my wife's trying to get stuff done around the house. I've got to work full time, and then I got to get things done around the house. And by the time all that's done, it's time to eat, and it's time for bed. And it's like, man, I had to cut back. And unfortunately, there's probably more. But it is what it is. I would rather do less content and make it good content. And hopefully you guys are enjoying the stuff that we're putting out. And like I said, unfortunately we had to cut some series, but I'm still going to say I'm going to try to get back with Kyle to do the other series that we've been doing. Maybe this Friday or something. But it's hard because it's like, once again, I still have a social life too. So that makes it difficult. Because it's when my kids need to see me and I need to see my kids. And wow, this tractor's already needing some major repair. I wonder if that's the hoses and stuff that needs it, or if it's the actual tractor itself. We'll find out, I guess, when we take it up to the shop. Condition's still 55, so we're good. I think there's the hole. And that must have been what happened to the black hose. It must have just slurped its way in. Dang it. Ugh. All right, guys. So I'm going to get back to getting this done, and you guys will see a fast view of it. See you when we're finished. So I've got a slight dilemma. I'm looking at the application rate here. You'll notice something. And I've been using a worker for those. Yeah, I know the... so the problem that I'm having is that 220 kilograms per acre, hectare, I'm not sure how they measure it, but is supposed to be what we're delivering. And right now we're delivering 10. So what happens to Arthur when he finds out that this whole time he's only been putting this entire field 10 kilograms of slurry? I'm like, why haven't I should be running out by now, and I'm not. This whole field was done at 10 kilograms. And I think what happened was it read that we had sorghum on here, which we're going to have sorghum on here again, so maybe it's not as big of a deal. But it said this is the right rate for sorghum. So unfortunately, the problem that I'm running into is that we're going to have to really watch, like, how much... Like, we really have to put the seed down first, I guess, and then put the slurry down, which I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think that is not realistic. I think they apply slurry. But maybe with this type of device, because it's precision, maybe this is done after the planting. So that could be my mistake. So if you're a farmer or knowledgeable about this type of applicator for slurry, the precision nozzle applicator, are these designed for fields that already have been planted, or are they supposed to be putting down slurry before you go to plant? It was my understanding that slurry goes down before, but maybe this type of device changes that. So anyway, give me a shout out there if you know. I'm a little confused on that whole situation. Once again, it's showing the optimal value for sorghum. And here's another issue. And this could be maybe because my hose is too long. The optimal value for sorghum on sandy loam is like, it's showing 220? Halfway between 0 and 220. So like 90, 80? But we're only getting plus 10. So I think I'm going to have to seed anyway and reapplicate. And the next time I'm going to have to, it must be that just these hoses are too long for that pump by itself, and it either needs a booster or I just need to only use one of these hoses and move more often. I think that's probably what the case is going to be, is I'm just going to have to do like a quarter of the field, move the hose, a quarter, move, and do it that way. And that will keep the flow where it needs to be. I think right now we're just basically dribbling slurry through the hose, and that's why our application is so shiz. So for this year, lesson learned. I'm not going to go and reapplicate this again. When I plant, I've got fertilizer already in the planter, and we will use regular chemical fertilizer to sort of finish this job, if you will. We'll have some, it'll save us some. I mean, 10% over this giant field, that's pretty good. I mean, it's still going to save us a pretty decent amount of slurry or of fertilizer, but a little disappointing that it wasn't the right application. So going forward next year, going to shorten the hose, going to see if that helps us apply the correct rate instead of the incorrect rate, because that's where we're at right now. So just thought I'd share that with you guys. I'm going to go ahead and get this finished, and then we will call this an episode. We're going to start planting today. I'm going to get the oats planted. I don't think I can plant the other two crops, which are our sorghum and our soybean, until tomorrow. So the only thing that we can plant tonight is oats. But we'll get the oat crop started and then go from there. So anyway, see you guys in just a few moments. All right, so finally, I'm on the last pass. It's the last applique. So we're putting down our final slurry, and there's still a bunch left, obviously, because it did not apply properly. A little disappointed on that one. But it is what it is. I'm sorry it's been so long since I've had an episode. This is a big job. This took me about a week and a half to get this done. I've even done a stream on it, but it was about a 4.5 hour, 5 hour job. So it just took me a long time to get it finished. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. And in the next episode, we'll be planting, getting the crops ready for our first summer here in Summer Ridge. I'm just kidding. It's a Spruce Mountain. They say the summer here is delightful, but those winters, they're oh so frightful. Actually, the winter wasn't bad this year, was it? Had a little bit of snow, but not much. All right, so let's go ahead and we're going to deploy our compressor. There we go. Clogged by 0%. Okay. And I'm going to go ahead and detachicus the umbilicus. And we're going to roll this thing up and take it on up to the farm. Clean it up and repair it. And we're going to undo this thing in stages. So that will have shut the pump off on our main tractor. And we are ready to face the music. Once again, we're going to have to use a decent amount of fertilizer on this field of purchased fertilizer. I've already got it in storage, so it's not hurting anything to use it, but it was not how I was planning this to go. But next year we'll have a better plan. You live and learn. Once again, I also learned not to leave hoses around, though this save game I didn't lose any hoses, so I don't know if there was a batch or something. Who knows? But let's get this tractor fixed up and ready to be put away. And she worked out great. I'm happy with how this tractor performed its duties. It may not be a case tractor, but it's still a good tractor, and it was a great deal to get it half off. So let's clean the mud off. Wow, it got pretty dirty. The shooting tornado. When you're working with Slurry, things get messy. All right, clean off this back assembly. What a sloppy mess. Pigsty. And pull that in there. Ooh, just. Repair that. Oh my God. Okay. $2,000 in repairs. $6,000. Tell you what, man, this maintenance cost, they eat you up, don't they? All right, so let's run this down and put it away. So hopefully you guys have enjoyed this episode as we slurried our fields. It definitely was a longer episode. Maybe, I don't know. I'm going to see. I've got a lot of edits to do, so I'm not sure how this is going to turn out time-wise, but I think it'll be good. But we're going to put this... Oh, there's the hose went through the building. Look at that. Nope, that's not at all what I wanted to do. Sorry. That didn't work out at all, did it? This is not good. Oh no. This might end up being a factory reset. I'm thinking if I can get Sherry, oh, tractor, hold on. I'm going to put this right here. And we're going to try. There's a trick to this. We'll do this. See? I told you I could do it. These doors are a little bit high. Look at that. Just. Those doors are higher and you can get through them. And that, yeah. Yeah. Next time. That was realistic. Okay. Actually, it was. If you guys watch the latest Clarkson's Farm, when Jeremy is trying to unload his harvest into the... It was pretty funny. Let's just say he got pretty stuck. Every time he went to back it up, he's like, now wait a minute, let's see. And he'd have to look at the mirrors and try to figure out how to get it backed up. Thank you, Mr. Vultra, for that sweet, sweet European technology. All right, so this guy, I don't want to shut it down, but we're going to disconnect that first. Oh, wait, connect it. Disconnect it. See, we used almost no slurry on this field. And the other field took, like, the full containers. Oopsie. All right. Well, let's get our hoses back. And next, we learned a little lesson. Today, I yearned a yiddle yessin. All right, pop that out. Pop that out. Come on, wench. And wind her up. Okay, what's the buttons? Change to winding. Wind it up. Why isn't it winding it? I think it's because it's still attached back there. We're going to have to meet that. It won't wind until we detach it. That's kind of cool, actually. But see, we did part of this field with only one hose. So I need to check that corner over there that we started it with and take a look-see. All right. Where is that? There we go. So over on this side of the field, I wonder if it's going to be 220. 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, 220. Remember that? 10, 220, 10, 10, 220. 40, 70. Piss on that. Dang it. So this little section of the field that applied properly, then the hose disappeared. And I doubled up hoses. And that's what did me in. All that wear and tear on my equipment for nothing. That makes me want to say, all right, I'll be back. Let me grab this. Come on, little fella. The one thing the Kubota is good for, right? We're still hose winding over there. Though it's really close. There we go. Spaghettiing it up. And let's go grab the other hose and we'll put that one on. There we go. Start winding. All right, so this little water pump can go back to the water pump farm. Oh, it wore out. We need to fix it first. I don't know if I'd run that over while it's empty and being rolled up. That'd probably ruin it. It doesn't look that worn, but I guess it is. $1,000 in repairs. God. That's a pretty pricey filter there. Ouch. My phone just went off. And we're going to go ahead and drive this back. And that last hose should be wound up, and we'll grab the slurry tanker and bring that back and do some repairs on that stuff. Meanwhile, this is going to park right here. Be right back. And now to pull the last stuff off the field. So really, I think that's it for expenses for the, like, big expenses for the year. So now it should be all profit. I don't really see us. I can see getting another big tractor. But that could be next year. We're not in a rush for that. So see if I can text and drive. The answer to that is no. Do you think this thing needs to be... It probably does need repair, doesn't it? It doesn't look like it needs cleaning, ironically. So overall, I am not satisfied with my kit. And that's only because I did not use it properly. I'm upset that I have to redo it again. Or not really. It didn't. I don't know. It's kind of like, spending all this money and finding out that what you spent your money on, it just didn't pay off. Why did I spend the money if it's not going to make any difference? I think it still will make a difference, but it's not the kind of difference that I was paying for. So, it's just it's kind of like real life sometimes. Those kind of things happen. Let her go to sleep. My wife is at the horse barn, and she's watching the baby on the monitor, who's in the room next to me, and she's laying on her tummy. She's like, she's on her tummy. Roll her over. I'm like, go play with your horses. Let me do the baby. She's happy. She's quiet. She's going to sleep. If I go in there and bother her, she's going to start crying. She's been fussy all night. Anyway, so yeah, I took my guitar to get set up at the local music store. Perfect case in point. Great guitar, real nice guitar, but it needed setup. And usually when you get a new guitar, you got to get it set up. And so I took it to get set up, and even every 6 months you're supposed to do it. Well, the guy botched it, and I brought it home, and I'm like, I'm just not liking the guitar. Like, I'm not happy with this guitar. And my son got a hold of it and said, well, what do you want it to do? And I explained to him how I wanted it set up. And he's like, okay, well, just let me borrow it for, the night. I'll have it to you by, before you go home, because I was visiting. I'm like, okay. So my son Ryan took the guitar and actually did what the guy should have done. But it's like, I wish I would have just had Ryan do it, and I could have paid him to do it, because it's like, he did a much better job than the tech did. And, I didn't have to pay him. And I'm just like, I would have paid him, but it's like, dude, like, I hate stuff like that. Like, why am I paying $90 for you to do nothing? So, never again. I'll just have Ryan do it from now on. I'll pay him to do it. Shiz. This is, like, so tight. But it was affordable. I cussed. Okay. All right, so that's it. Bringing this final spool in. Wait, did I repair these? I don't remember. I don't think I did, but okay, we'll get them next time. Oh, for crying out loud! Okay. Now I'm going to go get the last thing off the field, which is our big slurry container. I'm going to probably just park that back here. I don't really want to... We don't need to put it in the barn. It's slurry, for crying out loud. The only reason I did the other one is because it's got the pump on it. But this thing... And maybe this year we'll slurry the grass. We'll see. Twink. And so the slurry drive is over. Ladies and gentlemen, hopefully you enjoyed this episode as I spread poopy goo all over my fields in the most glorious and laborious way possible, and to very small effect, but that is just how life goes. C'est la vie, right? We're going to close this up. Hopefully you enjoyed this episode. Next episode we'll be planting. Probably have to do some streaming in there too, because I think there's more to plant than just like a quick plant. We'll be using this tractor on this day because it is still March. I want to get the wheat down today. It's 4 o'clock in the afternoon. I think it's a pretty small, well, not small, but it's a pretty reasonable field. I think we should get it all done fairly quickly. So there's our seeder all ready to go. So ladies and gents, thank you for being here. Hoping that you guys have a great evening and have enjoyed this video. And I will see you next time on the farm. Be sure to subscribe. Thumbs up always help. And be sure to stick around. Tell your friends. We do need to grow a little bit. The channel has kind of stagnated a hair. And that's my fault because I've just been busy. I've been too busy to keep up with everything. But that's just how it goes sometimes. Anyway, have a great night, guys. And I will see you next time on the farm. Bye.